What's up everybody, my name is Richie. I'm a V2 climber trying my best to get up to a V7 level, and this is week 13 of me documenting my journey. This week was a little hectic because my gym is replacing some of the mats, so about half of the bouldering area is blocked off, but it's okay, we still get a lot of really cool climbs in, and next week we get some new mats to climb on, so let's get into it. We start the week off with a nice little warm-up, nothing too fancy, just a V0 on the corner. It's actually right under a green V2 that I want to try to get. It's one of the ones I failed last week if you've been following along. Last week I did it at the end of a climb, but my forearms were pumped and I think I can get it today. So with that warm-up out of the way, we start it. Both hands on the start hold, nothing too fancy. Good placements for the feet. All we have to do is move one hand up over the other. I felt like I could do it last week, but I was just getting so tired. I think it was like a 2-hour climbing session. So with fresh hands, we keep going. Move our right hand up here. Then we get our left hand up, skip one of the holds. And then we go hand over hand, get our right hand up to the top hold. Just like that. And once we get that, it's pretty much cake from here. Get the left hand to match, and we're all set. And with that, we move on to the next climb. It's another climb on the same corner, but this time it's an orange V4. This one's a little bit of a project that Amal and I are working on. It's pretty difficult. I try to skip one of the holds right off the bat, but it doesn't quite seem to work. Amal shows me how it's done. He goes up, then goes back down, just like most of the people are doing. It's relatively busy because half the gym's blocked off, so everyone's concentrated in half the area, so there's a lot of people trying this climb. We're all feeding off of each other a little bit, but this climb's a lot of fun. I look forward to working on it a bit more. But I'm not doing as many hard projects as I was because I am tapering down. But I have some big plans after the triathlon's done in about 4 weeks. I'm going to start a big strength and conditioning program and really try to hone in on getting better at climbing. This climb is a ton of fun though, and I do love the harder projects, and I think they help me improve at climbing, but it's just a little frustrating when I can't spend enough time on them and I don't end up finishing any of them. Probably doesn't make for the best videos either, but that's besides the point. My goal is to get better at climbing. So anyways, after a few more attempts, Amal and I pretty much stagnated this one spot. The start is a little tough for me, so I work on that a little bit. I think it's just because of how tall I am. I'm very scrunched up at the beginning. But I think the move is to put my left foot up where you see it now. Then once I get one of my hands up to the next hold, just like you see, I can get that heel hook on the starting hold. And then I just need to commit to this next move right here. Sometimes I don't commit to it, but I feel like it's just a matter of committing. Once I do that, then I have no problem getting up to the next hold, and Amal and I finish with about the same amount of progress on this climb. But you know, Amal has a little bit more time working on it than I do, so we'll see if either one of us can get it before it's reset. I look forward to going back to it again, maybe next week, maybe the week after, but definitely want to give it a try. I love these overhangs, and I love challenging myself with V4s and above. But as you'll be able to see in a second, this attempt here is my best attempt yet. I get my left hand over to the hold that's on the volume. Then I match my right hand in a second, as you'll be able to see. Then once I match my right hand, I can get my left hand over, then I get my right foot up with a heel hook, and then I try to go for this next hold up here, and I managed to get it, but the next one I just don't know where to put my feet, and it seems like a little bit of a stretch, so that's where I'm stuck at the moment. That's where I leave off with this progress, but Amal does the same thing. He does a little bit quicker because he's gone to this point a few times before, but just like me, he can't quite get to the next hold, even though he gives it a go there. That brings us on to the next climb here. It's a red V1, and it's also a slab from hell. I've been working on this for a while now, and I've spent hours on this, probably hours just on the wall by itself. I can do the start pretty consistently at this point. I pretty much use my right hand to completely support my weight while I switch feet. That allows me to turn my left hip into the wall as well. Nothing too difficult here. But then I don't know where to put my right foot. Last week I was playing around with putting my right foot in the volume, but that just doesn't feel like I can support my weight. So what Amal suggests is that I put my right foot on this handhold. So that's what I do this week. I usually be playing around with it quite a bit. But I don't get how I can put enough weight onto my feet so that way I can take my hands off and put them on the underhang. But I think what's going to happen is that I'm just going to have to commit to it. I'm not It just feels so uncomfortable, and it really gets my fear of heights. So I can get my right hand here, but I have so much weight in my left hand, and I'm almost in disbelief because he doesn't have like any weight in his left hand. He shows me a little later how he can take his left hand off the wall, but I have probably like 40% of my weight in my left hand. So I don't know how I can make this work, but I think it's just gonna take some time playing around with it on the wall, and we'll see how it goes from there. This climb actually reminds me a lot of the climb that was the subject of my third video on this channel. There's another similar slab problem where it was just in my head, I could physically do it, but I didn't trust my foot placement, and it took me probably 3 hours of just only doing this problem to do it. So maybe I'll do something like that where I don't let myself do any other problems until I get this done. But, you know, it's pretty frustrating. I don't want to do that too often, so who knows, maybe I'll do that next week or the week after, but I do want to get this done just as a psychological victory. I don't want to keep trying the same problem.